Hey guys, Ryan here. Thank you for joining me for a new video. Today I want to do a full tutorial on Photopea.com. Now, I've heard some people call it Photopea.com because it is spelled P-E-A. Now, I have no clue how you're supposed to pronounce it, so I'm going to keep calling it Photopea, but I did think it was funny that people call it Photopea because it does make sense. Now, Photopea is graphic design software that you can use completely for free. No free trial, no credit card required. It's completely free. And it's built directly into your web browser, so it's extremely easy to get started, easy to use, and if you've ever used Photoshop before, you're going to be very familiar with the app design, the layout of the app, because they basically cloned Photoshop. So it's extremely easy to use. I'm excited to show it to you. Also, I'm going to follow up on yesterday's giveaway for the Flying Upload year licenses. So I'm going to go jump on my computer and we can get started. Thanks again for joining me for this tutorial, guys. Really quickly, before we get into it, I need to follow up on yesterday's video. Now, in less than 24 hours, we had almost 500 comments on the video entering this giveaway. I have 3 year-long licenses to the Flying Upload, which is a print-on-demand upload automation app. Now, to win, all you had to do was drop a comment that said Flying Upload. And in order to pick a winner, I used a free tool where I provide the YouTube URL, I click Get Winner, and it picks comments at random. Now, those 3 comments that were picked ended up being Danny, Ruby Vegesable, I don't know how to pronounce that, but okay, I hope that was close, and Nancy L. So if you 3 would email me, you can get my email address by just going to my YouTube channel, click the About tab, and then click, there should be a button that says like contact via email, something like that. If you want to do that, I will send you your license. But thank you to everybody who participated. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can follow up again and do it again next week. All right. And then if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, just want to let you know what videos you can look forward to this week. I'm dropping a video, I think tomorrow, with a viral TikTok star. He gained over 1 million followers in 3 months. And then he started his own Shopify Printful store using my videos as guidance. So that's gonna be a really good video. Tomorrow or the day after, maybe, I'm doing Merch by Amazon best practices. This is basically all related to graphic design, which also relates to what we're gonna show in the tutorial today for Photopea. That's gonna be a great video. And then also let me introduce myself for the new viewers. I'm Ryan Hogue. I've sold over $1.7 million on Amazon to date. If you wanna follow, links in the description. I've got a free 8-day print-on-demand mini course delivered via email. I have a print-on-demand Facebook community. I'd love to see you there. I publish income reports. If you want to follow my journey as a print-on-demand seller or FBA seller or KDP seller, etc., I try to be transparent about everything. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel. You'll be notified when I drop my income reports. Last but not least, I have a massive print-on-demand full course, almost 70 lectures, constantly continuing to scale it out, build it up. Link in the description if you're interested. All right, let's get started with Photopea. So this looks like Photoshop. You probably did a double take. This is actually what Photopea looks like, and it is built into your web browser. So I recommend using Google Chrome. I was a web developer prior to quitting my job. Google Chrome is the best, fastest, etc. browser that I've used to date, and I would recommend it because when you use an app like this that demands a lot of resources from your computer, it's best to use, the software, when I say software, I mean web browser, that's best equipped to handle it. So you can go to Photopea.com. I'll put a link in the description. Also, before we dive into the full demo, I'm going to do like a live demo in this video, but I just wanted to let you know that AutomatePOD now supports Photopea for scaling out the creation of print-on-demand designs, and Photopea is free. So before this, you had to use Canva. Canva did cost money in order to download transparent PNGs. Photopea is completely free. I'm going to show you how to use it. And the Chrome extension that I built with a buddy of mine called AutomatePOD now works with Photopea. So you can just hit a button and walk away, and it can create, hundreds of designs for you within minutes. I mean, this thing works fast. So really good stuff. Check it out. All right, now I'm going to dive into the Photopea demo. All right, guys, so this is Photopea. I know it looks a lot like Photoshop, but this is actually built into my web browser at Photopea.com. And yes, clearly they were not feeling very creative. They decided to just go with what works and rip off Photoshop. So I clicked New Project. Now width, I'm going to set to 4,500 pixels. Height, I'm going to set to 5,400. This is the standard dimensions for Amazon merch, which is what I always design at. Then I'm going to hit Create. All right, now you can hit Control plus to zoom in, Control minus to zoom out. If you're on Mac, I do not know Mac shortcuts, so I apologize. Also, just letting you know, you can hit F11 to go full screen if you like and utilize more of your screen. This is, by the way, I just want to mention, this is the second time I'm recording this tutorial. Now, the first one I did was way more in-depth, and I was basically doing something that you would expect someone who works for Photopea to do, trying to explain every little detail. And then I realized, you know what? If you're using Photopea and you are going to utilize the full suite of tools available at your fingertips, you should probably just be using Photoshop. If you're using Photopea, you should probably be keeping it simple. And that's what I love to do personally. I mean, I do not overcomplicate things in my print-on-demand business, because if you subscribe to my channel, you know I'm busy with other things, including running this channel, right? So I can't overcomplicate things. I just don't have the time. So I'm going to show you a couple ways that I make designs in Photopea that are not time-consuming, and I'm going to show you the basics, the most common things you'd probably want to know, and I'm not going to get into a full tutorial, a full how-to. I'm just going to keep it relatively simple. So the first thing I like to do is over here above me on the background. Well, I messed up that point, but right here on the layers side for the background, I always like to design at, I design optimized for dark shirts. So what I'm going to do is over here on the left-hand side in the toolbar, open the color picker for the foreground, select black. Then I'm going to grab the paint bucket tool, which looks like a paint bucket, and I'm going to click into the background layer to change it to black. Now, behind me, you can't see it, but there's at the bottom a new layer button. It looks like a little paper with the corner folded. I'm going to click that so that any designs we do will be on a new layer. Now, actually, I didn't need to do that if I was going to actually just use text. If I just wanted to make a text-only design, which is the most basic print-on-demand design you can make, which, by the way, does sell. You can check out an interview I did about a month ago with somebody who sold $300,000 through Amazon merch, and he was doing text designs on his phone. Okay, so you can do text designs on Photopea as well. All you have to do is click the T on the sidebar to open the text tool, or hit T on your keyboard. That will also work. And then draw a box on the canvas, and it's a black background, so it's tough to see because the box itself is black, but you should be able to start typing. So I'm going to type hello world. Now I'm going to select the text and change the color so that we can actually see it. So now the text is white, but it's also extremely small. It's 24 pixels by default relative to the canvas, which is 4500 by 5400. Still very hard to see. So let's make it 700 pixels. There we go. Hello world. We got it. All right. And apparently when you select it, it turns black as well, which is not very helpful. If you are an engineer that works at Photopea, that is not helping. So if I turn off the black background, you can see what I mean. When you select the text, it turns black. But anyways, what I want to do is maybe change the font. Just show you guys that if you select the text, go in the top left corner. Currently, I'm using Deja Vu Sans, but there's a massive selection of fonts available. This Luckiest Guy one looks pretty cool. It's like a big, bold font that I think may sell well on t-shirts. So hello world is like slang for when you learn to program. If you're a programmer, that's like the first thing that you'll output in any programming language typically is hello world. So actually, I don't think I even need to select it here. I can hit Control T, and I should be able to, it's tough with the black background, but if I select this text layer, hit Control T, now it's letting me dynamically resize the text. So guys, big, bold designs tend to get clicked more in search results. So let's use as much of this canvas space as we can. I don't like to get it directly up against the edge just in case it doesn't print well, but that looks pretty close. All right, so I turn on the background now. Hello world. So I could upload this to Amazon merch or Redbubble and say it's the Hello World beginner programming, beginner programmer t-shirt, or programming student introductory to programming t-shirt. So this I could export as a text only design. Again, file, save as, or export as, and then PNG. And when you do that, before you do that, you'd want to turn off the black background layer so that you have your transparent PNG ready to go for upload to websites like Amazon Merch, Redbubble, you know, TeePublic, Teespring, wherever you're pushing your products to, Printful, Etsy, etc. All right, now another way we could get cute and, you know, make this shirt a little bit better is I could go visit my buddies at All Sunsets, which is a product. Not really a product, actually. It's really just a design service. For $20, you get a year of access to it. They're constantly building out new vintage retro sunsets these things that sell extremely well pretty much on every print-on-demand website. And rather than doing it myself, I'm just going to pay the dollar and change per month to allsunsets.com and use the pre-made graphics. Although if you'd like to learn how to do it yourself, in the tutorial where I introduced you to All Sunsets, I also showed you how you can build them out yourself. But by the way, if you're interested, you want to support the channel, have a link in the description. But maybe I'll just grab like a fun, tropical, sunset here, drag, drop, boom, could not be easier. If you want to, you can slide it behind the text layer. That way it's not too intrusive. Have something going kind of like that. Maybe I resize the text layer again like I did prior. I have to turn off the background layer though to do it because I can never find the corner. All right. This is looking pretty good to me. So turn the background layer back on, and as you can see, hello world. It's not, the best design I've ever created, but that took not very long at all to create. Maybe I'll move this sunset down just a little bit and move the hello part up above and then the world part down below. Or maybe I'll even split it out into a separate text layer so that it can be placed appropriately. Boom. Hello world. And we have a little tropical sunset, which I don't think relates at all to being a programmer, but hey, still a pretty nice looking design. And the cool thing is if you leave the palm trees as silhouettes instead of filling them in, then whatever color the background ends up being will always show through, which gives you some versatility as far as, offering it on different colored t-shirts goes. You can sell it on purple, on light blue, on black, on whatever you like. But I always design with black in mind, or optimized for black, since I think that sells the best if I had to guess. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if anybody actually publishes that statistically, but I'm pretty sure black t-shirts do sell better than every other color. So again, file, export as, PNG, boom, done. Other tools that you might want to be familiar with in Photopea, you can, well, first and foremost, get familiar with the layers panel. Knowing when it's correct to separate things out into separate layers is very useful. So if I wanted to just combine all of these into one layer, which I just did by selecting all of them, I clicked one, then I held shift and clicked the last one, and then I right clicked and hit merge layers. You can go to your toolbar on the left hand side. There is a magic wand. If I want to now wand out the background so that I can make this into a transparent PNG. So let's pretend I accidentally merged it and I can't undo it. How do I get rid of this black background? Well, come over here to the magic wand, click, it will do a selection for me, and then all I have to do is cut it out. And you'll notice it missed the inside of the O's and the R's and the D. But watch this. If I undo this, and rather than using the magic wand, what if I went to select and then went to color range, and then I click the black. So now it's going to automatically select everything that's the color black for me, including inside the letters. And when I cut, it's all gone. So now, just like that, we've reverted it back, ready to go as a transparent design, perfect for uploading to, t-shirts and whatnot. Other quick things that may be useful, if I add a new layer and recreate the background, just make it easier to see for everybody. There's things like, for instance, the magic wand tool that's also able to, select like a single color out of the background of this sunset. And if you hold shift after making the first selection, you can make additional selections. So if I just wanted to split out the yellow portion that I just selected into its own layer, then I can do that like that. And then if I wanted to, I could also, just using the paint bucket tool into this layer, I could make it, let's see, I have like the light blue selected, but what if I wanted to make it green? Oh, whoops, just clicked out of it. What if I wanted to make it green? Just select the color green, paint bucket tool, and just like that, flipped it from yellow to green. Nothing too crazy there. There's also, like the polygonal or magnetic lasso select, which is pretty useful for doing certain cuts. Like if you wanted to create your own sort of cut out of this out of the sunset, it's clearly already got the palm trees in there, but if you wanted to maybe cut out like a star, then I'm just going to use the polygonal select tool and draw a star. into it. And when I complete it, all I have to do is cut. And now we've got a nice big star right out of the middle of the sunset. I'm trying to think of like other use cases. Honestly, I usually keep my t-shirt designs pretty simple. When I was in tier 10 with Amazon merch, just getting started, I put a higher precedence on learning graphic design and spent a lot more time than I probably needed to, because the reality is, like, you know, some people, that's their strength. They're artists. They want to spend an hour or two on a design or more. And that's, you know, and they hope that they just advertise the design and increase visibility that way. I tend to just kind of make a lot of nice looking designs. Maybe they're not the best in the niche, but they're up there. They're definitely buyable, and just, you know, make it quick and easy to get a bunch created. So Photopea definitely lets me do that. If you are looking to really step up your game as a designer, you probably want to invest in Photoshop. I'm just being honest. Or Illustrator. I mean, I say Photoshop and Illustrator to me are interchangeable. If you're a professional designer, you are probably in Illustrator or some comparable high-end program. Photoshop, I think, is considered high-end, but at least you have to pay for it monthly as if it's high-end. But it's a little bit more user-friendly, at least in my experience. And I've been using it for like 18 years, so creature of habit. But anyways, I mean, unless I can't really think of anything else to show you. There's an eraser tool. I mean, at the point where I'm talking about the eraser tool, it's probably okay for me to wrap up the video. Although the eraser tool, oh, it's because I have a selection. All right, if I unselect the star and start using the eraser tool, that also works for creating cuts out of that background sunset. And if you want to, you can do it through the text as well. But that's it, guys. So again, to export, all you do is go to File, Export as PNG, upload it to your print-on-demand site of choice, and you're good to go. You can now start creating designs. Also, if you want to scale out your designs automatically using automation, check out AutomatePOD.com, which now supports Photopea. But thank you guys for watching this video till the end. If it helped you at all I ask is hit that like button, let the YouTube algorithm know. And if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. It means a lot to me. But thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at RyanSmethod.com. Thank you.